You having fun? I don't know. I'm just making beats.
We're just making beats in the
just
game.
making beats in the game. This is
Beat
how
the
you
game.
beat the game. You just make a beat, and hopefully it gets you through the game. Oh, and then the neighbor's chipping in too.
So what are your thoughts on this game?
It's an interesting game where you collect sounds on an alien planet. As far as we can tell, you're kind of a humanoid creature amongst all these like random dinosaurs
In aliens, your bike breaks down.
Yeah, you're sort of like going on a speeder bike across the planet, and you just end up somewhere. Who knows where? Some sort of weird sand, alternate dimension. It feels like. And this game goes for like $4.99. It feels like Psychonauts pretty much with, just a lot of like sort of adventure-like characters, and just the whole design sort of looks like the game. It sort of looks like it. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of what's that? What's that Microsoft game that was exclusive to Xbox? I can't think of it. Abe's Odyssey.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me
the
of
Oddworld games.
Yeah, Oddworld, and it kind of reminds me a bit of that, but it's a bit more like Psychonauts, just like the way that they designed all the characters. That's what I feel like, and yeah, it's a cool game. The game looks like they give you a map, and it makes the world look huge, but it's not really. It's just the way they've stretched out the map, and they're like, oh, there's no sounds there. But we collected a decent amount of the sounds, actually. Like, I'd say almost 2/3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting gimmick of making the beats as you play.
Yeah, this is sort of like an adventure game mixed in with like a
music game.
Yeah, like music game, and I can't ever recall like sort of like pseudo adventure game almost, like in a sandbox almost. That's what it feels like, and I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I've never seen anything quite like this. There's all sorts of sound games like Guitar Hero and Band Hero.
But you never see any games that have like mixing together little.
It's almost
beats.
like mixing. Yeah, it's almost like mixing genres, and I'm not sure why you mix. Like you can increase the volume, and you can change the beats and make your own music. And like at one point, that giant sand guy
really liked one of our beats.
Your beats, but it's like
we don't know how
like
that
what's
happened.
the consequences of this? That's the thing we don't know.
And I think that's the big problem, at least for me, with these point and click adventure games, that you have no idea what to do. You're only given like hints, and even then, like it doesn't take like.
I don't even feel like there's hints here. That's what makes it hard. Like at least with if you had a script, that's what I felt like. If you had a script with this, then yeah, you could then.
You mean like a guide?
Well, like no, I mean like
like
script,
a dialogue.
Like dialogue, yeah, like actual dialogue going on.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's necessarily the fault.
Or even a journal.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily the fault of this game as much as just like. It wouldn't make sense for you to just go around talking to animals, the other creatures on the planet, because, like, you're supposed to feel, alienated.
By the overall alien setting.
Yeah, and, like, the music, the fact that there's, like, a screeching cat, and we don't know where she left to. She was, like, the closest to a human being
that we have, and
yeah, so far. But I think for $5, like, this is a pretty interesting game. Like, I don't think it would be for everyone. I think it would be someone that loves, like,
the aesthetics are also good too. Like the graphics makes you feel like you're in some sort of weird version of a Tim Burton film that if it was made by Pixar.
It kind of feels like a Pixar version of take on like.
Or even like Disney when it stopped doing 2D animation, started going full in on 3D.
Yeah, as I said, I think the fact that they're, as you pointed out, the biggest criticism of this game is you don't know what you're supposed to do, and like you're expected to explore and experiment a lot, and I found like I sort of lost interest personally in experimenting. I think if I loved to tinker more, then I would love this game, but personally, like I found I just wanted to move on
to the next game.
Yeah.
So personally, I give this beat the game 6 out of 10. There's a lot of very interesting aspects of the game, but I feel like this is more of a spectacle game where you want to watch someone else play it.
Yeah. Like collecting the beats is pretty neat, and you just focus like, and we don't know what the laser sight was for.
Yeah,
Laser,
that's the
a
weird
mystery.
thing. Like, okay, like I imagine it would have been like that in like with the dwarf mining game where you send a robot and the robot goes and gets the things for you. But
Yeah.
here it's basically you control the robot and you do like it's this weird like mini map pointer thing.
Yeah, I'm not
And
sure
I mean,
what
like-
the point of that is. But
Yeah, what is the point of that? Like, cause what do you do with that? Like, maybe it's just maybe
Yeah.
we're not like seeing eye to eye here, but I mean me in the game, not you and me.
yeah,
But like,
there's got to be a purpose for it, but we just don't know about it. But
I think it's one of those games you need to have a guide with in order to. I mean, okay, at least at least play this game blind for the first 20 minutes. Then when you're stuck, get the guide because this game is a spectacle when you play it blind.
yeah, well, I think definitely like there's a certain point in this game unless you're like somehow willing to try everything and like put your mixer on like every last object in the game. Like I just happened to be walking through that that giant like metal canister or whatever, and like he just threw the crystal. Like I didn't mean to do that. It automatically just does things because if it didn't, then you'd probably be going to the guide and following my guide.
That
all the
is a
time.
quality of life improvement for most of these adventure games because it feels like a spiritual successor to a point-and-click adventure game in that you automatically get the items and you're able to
Well, you have to click on them, but yeah, it automatically.
well
does
no,
the-
you
solve
actually
the
walk
problems.
to the items, pick them up.
Yeah.
Like you have a whole cutscene of your character picking up an item.
But at the same time, like it's in an adventure game, sometimes it's not obvious you can grab the item. It depends on the style of the adventure game.
There was this one time I tried to come across an object and try to grab it, but I couldn't. And then when you came across it, you were able to grab it. Okay, it was like the
Yeah, the context settings sometimes it's unclear. I just try and grab anything in adventure games.
Yeah.
It's like, this looks like something I might need, so I just grab it. But yeah, I'd agree. Like I probably wouldn't give it a 6. I'd probably give it a 7 just for being interesting. But like I don't feel like it's a game because we walked around that area, and unless there's another area, I feel like
yeah.
you're
I
gonna
feel
beat
like,
this
but
really
I feel
quickly,
like
and
because of how much we are
once you know
getting.
what to do.
And the fact that this title is called Beat the Game,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's almost all there is to it,
Yeah,
or
that's what I think.
it's
I
gonna
don't
give
think
us
it's
some
a
weird
sequel.
meta twist like what happened with 1980X.
Yeah, and then you're the cat lady in level 2.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we're gonna be something else in level 2, or I mean game 2.
Yeah, rocking the beats.
Keep on beating.
Keeps beating.
Oh wow, no, that sounds weird
Keep
unless you're in
beating.
Italy.
Stay moist.